Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Bell's Third Coast Old Ale. I've seen a lot of videos for this. There's a lot of reviews. I've never had it. Bell's just arrived in Louisiana about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. Don't think it's been 2 weeks. 10.2% alcohol. It's sold in the winter, although we got it here in the summer. Oh, and they say on the website, some spring. Yeah, it's still spring, technically. Gets an outstanding score on Beer Advocate. The bros say it's outstanding. Rate Beer says 99 out of 100, 98 out of 100 for the style. But that double cream stout was rated by Rate Beer 99 and a 99 overall in style. And that thing, I did it twice. I did the first review and I gave it a B, I think. I deleted that review. And then the second one, which is posted, I was like, something's wrong with this stuff. It doesn't taste right. It just tastes like a lot of these other inferior stouts that I've had. So I gave it a C. It was $1.99. No, excuse me, I wish it was. $2.29 a bottle? This was $2.99 for the bottle. They're all cheaper by the dozen. But I'm just getting singles. Okay. Let's check it out. I still have the Oberon. There's a bunch of other Bell's beers apparently coming in. It says put it in a snifter. I don't have a snifter. I have a glass that's sort of like one, not really. Sent to me by Grupo Modelo. Thank you, Grupo Modelo, for these two beautiful gold rim glasses, plus all the spices and the $50 worth of Negro Modelo. Okay. You say, yeah, but I bet you had to do something for that. I did. They wanted me to make a series of cooking videos where I took the Negro Modelo and the spices from the Spice House and cooked chicken, pork, beef, and then made videos and drank the beer. I said, okay. And I asked the company, how do you think it came out? It came out really nice, they said. All right, on to this. That's a fairly thick cream colored head, cream colored and kind of reddish appearance. Barley wine, sort of, it's like a brilliant reddish copper, but it's obscured because of I guess the density of the beer. You could see sort of like that crystal ball in the Wizard of Oz 1939 movie. When the Wicked Witch of the West was doing that spell, it kind of looks like that. But I don't see any people in it. You know, because then Dorothy and them showed up. But, okay, I have these crackers, Captain's wafers out. And we're going to get to the Armour Vienna sausage jalapeno in a minute. In a moment. It smells rich. It smells nougat-y, date-y, like dates and some. I was going to say peanut butter fudge, but that can't be right. It's strong now. I know some people, they just hate barley wines or old ales. They're like, oh, it's too harsh, it's too bitter, it's too rich, it's too heavy, it's too alcoholic, it's too gross. I can understand that. You know, these kind of beers are not for everybody. But I like to have them from time to time. 10.2% alcohol, yeah, that works for me. You know, in a limited way. Some, like, light brown bread crust, okay? The taste, here at 10 a.m. May not be 10 yet. It's 9:55, so it's close. I have a good time. I have a good perception of time. Often I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I can think what time it is and I'll look at the clock. Ah, yeah, it is around 2:30. There's some candy components. Candy sugar. bread crust, rich. It's a chewy mouthfeel, so kind of a heavy mouthfeel in that high gravity ale sort of way. I almost said Shipyard Double Old Thumper. I almost said that. Glad I didn't bring that up, because that isn't really what it's like. It has some of the, that one is kind of a dynamic product. Shipyard is one of those flashpoint beers, though. If you say Shipyard, some people come at you with a kitchen knife, and then other people say, oh, I think Shipyard is good. It's like Budweiser, you say that word and some people seize, they have a seizure, actually. And other people say, well, I drink Budweiser, seems all right to me. But this one, Bell's, I did see some negative commentary, though. Some people on video and written were saying, Bell's is not that great. I've had a lot of their stuff. It's overrated, blah, blah. I think what I've had from them has been pretty good. It's not, Dogfish Head. It's not, I was going to say Alpine, but I've only had one beer from them. It's, but I like it. Except for that stout. Okay, so it's like 4 out of 5 sugar cubes, 4.5 out of 5 sugar cubes on the Cyclops scale. Bitterness, I don't know what people are talking about really bitter. It has an underlying bitterness, which you need to balance out that super malty sweetness, which would make you gag probably. But and the IBUs might be 90. A lot of times the IBU number will be high, but it won't be perceived as such. And I read a good article about that yesterday, or I scanned through the article. Cause I had read all that before, and I was like, yeah, that's, you can't go by that number. You can use it as a guide, but you don't go by it, or you don't adhere to it religiously. There's a sharp note here. I was gonna say cream sherry, but maybe it's more like golden sherry. Not as strong as like these brandies I'm showing, but it has that sherry thing. It's weird though, because it looks like cream sherry, but it has a more of a golden sherry note. Some raisin, I think the yellow raisin, golden raisin, plum skin. The finish is on the dry end of it, but not particularly dry. It's not like, Busch Light. Now there's an underlying subdued but perceivable cellar mold thing going. Not unlike Abbott Ale from England. I mean, it's not as profound as that. Those English ales, they'll have that like up front. You almost think it's like bread mold, but it's there. One more sip. I'm going to grade this, and then I'll go into the canned sausage area of it. Well, I think it's really nice. I would give it an A. Straight, most excellent beer. I do like some of that tea-like, I didn't mention that, tea-like qualities that it has. You get that with, Boddington's a little more so with the Killian's Irish Red and the Heineken. Murphy's Red Ale. It's clearing up. Actually, it's gotten clarified as it's settled down, and I see a lot of powdery sediment. Okay, yeah. It's strong though. You can tell it's already I'm like Elvis Presley in 1977. Like thank you very much, slurring. Everybody was like, "What's wrong with him?" That's another story. I have some very clear recollections of all of that. No, I don't think I want to go to A+ outstanding like they're saying, but I think it could be argued up to that. I mean, A, most excellent, and that would be the absolute lowest I could go. I mean, I would never go lower than that. So I don't think you're going to miss on this. I would still rather Bigfoot barley wine style ale. I would rather North Coast Old Stock. But this is in the mix. If I get these sausages out, that would be a boon. I was at Dollar General, and I said, where's the, because I didn't see it. I said, where's the Prairie Belt? I keep hearing about Prairie Belt. Everything's Prairie Belt smoked sausage. Oh, we're out, she says, we're out. I said, and it was dead out. I said, well, hey, you know, that must be a popular item, huh? Oh, she said they can't keep it in stock. It's just people buy it like mad. And this has to be true because, you know, Prairie Belt's got the little kid smiling with the striped shirt. It looks like a 1952 paint drawing, which it probably is. I was in Mathern's one time. This guy was buying like, it looked like he was buying half a shopping basket full of Prairie Belt. He was cleaning the shelf out. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, well, I was like, what is this? He said, well, I only come to Louisiana twice a year, and I think he said he was from Minneapolis, and he said, every time I come here, I buy as much Prairie Belt as possible because we cannot get it back home, and I love it. And a friend of mine loves it. We just eat it constantly. So I was like, wow, I can't believe it. You know, that's sort of like the penultimate canned sausage Prairie Belt, and I intend to do that. Mathern's has it. I didn't think the price was too great, so I would prefer the Dollar General price, which was significantly lower. Anyway, on with the show. Jalapeno, Armour, Philip Danforth Armour, establishing Armour Meat Company in 1867, Chicago, Illinois. Currently owned by different people, different parts of the company, but also the people who founded Dial Soap in 1947, which I bought some today, Dial Soap. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory or maybe conspiracy fact about Armour, Hormel, and Swift, the three major meat canning companies that may have had a backdoor influence on the passage of the Meat Inspection Act during the Theodore Roosevelt administration. And you say, well, why would the three major meat packing companies want the government to regulate the meat packing industry? Oh, I don't know. Maybe to make it so difficult for the mom and pop meat companies that they would go out of business, and then Armour, Hormel, and Swift would be basically the only packaged meat companies in America, and they're like the three major players today. But all right, okay, so this is good. Now the jalapeno, people say, oh, it's so hot. You know, really, jalapeno is not hot. It's spicy. It has little heat, but you want hot, get Miss Renfro's ghost pepper salsa. That will help you experience heat. I thought it was good, and I ate the whole jar, but I had to wipe my face with a towel the whole time and blow my nose constantly. This works. I like it, and if I actually ever bought Vienna sausage on purpose, besides just for reviews, and I do about once every 10 years buy it on purpose, but I would get it. But I still think the bourbon barbecue is the best of the lot. Hey, but that's just me. So, did the Libby's. Got to do the Libby's chicken, Armour chicken. Got to do the great, the Great Value Walmart brand, which may be made by Armour or Libby's. More than likely, it is. Prairie Belt, and a whole bunch more. So, Laissez Le Bon Temps Roulé, good beer from a good company. I was told I would never see this in Louisiana. We're a big port area. New Orleans is one of the big port cities in America. So if you say we're not going to get something, don't rely on that, because things change. Y'all come on down to New Orleans. One more.